see here. So I don't go off babbling. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Um, I believe I put in the headlines already. Yeah. Yeah. The key actors in involved in the destruction of my family. I'm talking about my children here. So with me as a mother, and I have concerns about my children, those concerns should be taken seriously, especially if my child and or children exhibit signs that something is wrong. Just like when I get older, let's say I make it to 98, let's say I make it to 105. I'm not able to care for myself. You know, I'm going to need someone to make decisions for me, uh, to help me out, you know, like maybe a family member or something like that. So I'm trying to understand, like, how is this system working? Like, I'll never forget 2014. I begged for your assistance to get my daughters into custody and to provide services for their welfare. You guys released a dominoes effect of violence, rape, molestation, and all sorts of bad things happening directly to my children who don't want to admit it. But you guys even witnessed it. So, um, and instead of listening to me as a parent, you allowed my children to do whatever they wanted to, and you allowed other people to do to them things that they wanted to. When all along, all of this was supposed to be for the best interest of the children. But obviously, that was not on you guys' agenda. you you all behaved like if you had a lack of authority to do the appropriate things to keep the family together, to help maintain peace in the home. You guys did a horrible job in that. I'm sorry, a terrible job. Um, you kind of took away my authority, giving it basically to the young children that are already having problems. They already in mischief. You guys took away my authority by allegedly catering to the children, giving them permission to do things. Terrible. Now my daughter, Queen Sheba, is in jail. She may go before the judge in the next 3 minutes or so. All because her sister. You guys, boy, I tell you, with this system, the way that you guys are working, and I can't believe the millions of people all over the globe that are protesting. And you mean to tell me that you can't see what are really the issues here of why so many black families are destroyed? Let me keep on what I wrote down. So, you people that I listed here, you help these kids go astray. Oh, Somebody wrote on Facebook to me that it's not the government responsibility to take care of my children. So whenever somebody is having issues with their children, that same person, I want them to realize that you said it's not the government's responsibility to take care of people's children. And that's very crazy to me because I'm the one who asked for the help. And you guys treat me as though I am the villain instead of, I wouldn't even say I'm a victim, but I would say that I'm the one reaching out for help. And you guys went against me as though something was wrong with me. You guys gave permission uh, for people to influence my children in other ways. For example, I never really gave permission for my children to be going anywhere with anybody, only in the custody of Administrative for Children's Services. So when they were running away from you guys, even showing up at my apartment, that created a big problem. And now they have more problems on top of problems, which is really ridiculous. It's horrifying. It is terrible. You guys have allowed these horrible things to happen. And and it's so many of you that are in authority. I'm still trying to figure out how long is this going to take for you guys to figure out. I have three grandchildren in foster care, and I want my grandchildren until my daughters can get themselves together because they're not really together. That's the reason why these problems exist now because you guys took for granted the things that I was complaining about, and you allowed my children, and now my grandchildren are suffering because they don't have me as a grandmother, somebody who's their next of kin, because now y'all turned all of these cases against me where I'm basically barred from even talking to my baby daughter, Queen Sheba. Family court, criminal court, you people, whoa, I cannot believe what you people allowed. And what's so sad about a lot of stuff is that you guys, NYPD, family court, criminal court, y'all supposed to be doing your investigations. Y'all even visited some of these people's homes. And y'all have all the evidence basically you need. But then you still turn around and treat my children like they were adults. You treat my children like they were adults. They're not adults. Even to this day and time, they're still not mature enough to even take care of themselves. And you people just, excuse me, you people just keep on putting them in traps, and you're constantly trying to put me in traps with the nonsense because y'all didn't do your job, you know. And even to this day, I'm still like asking for y'all assistance, and you people are not like giving into the needs of my children and my grandchildren, basically. Yes, you turn victims like my children. All of my children are victims. You turn victims into criminals. You see what you people were doing? You see how dangerous you are? You're worse than the criminals, the drug dealers, and the gangbangers. You're worse than them on the streets because y'all have more authority and more authority and power to say and do things, and you basically abuse your powers because look what you people allowed. It's horrific. It's terrifying. It's terrifying. It's horrible. Then you have these non effective programs that you expect it to work for every single family, like Children's Village, Grand Wyndham, Jewish Children's Services, all of these agencies that you guys have working for y'all. And these people are so incompetent when it comes to sensitivities and these vague statements that they make in stereotyping a certain group of people. Things like, oh, they're telling my kids, oh, you're going to be 18 soon, then your mother's not going to be responsible for you no more. What are you making those comments to those kids for? In other words, when you turn 18, your mother is not going to be concerned for you and everything is going to fall on you. No, that's emphatically no. Because my children have special needs. And you people will keep jerking them around like they're toys in a toy store. You know, I seen this Asian man, this Chinese man and his family. They have all of these little monkeys and they pet in the monkeys, they train in the monkeys and stuff like that. That's what you guys are trying to make it like me and my kids are. You're not allowed to do that to me and my family. We're not the monkeys that you could just pet on the head and train like Judge Shem. Judge Shem, when I first came to your court, you're going to say to me, oh, I said something about, did you read my documents or something to that effect? And you're going to say, oh, don't get ghetto on me. Excuse me, Judge Shem. I'm still waiting for you to face me and explaining because I'm telling you, I'm ready to take you people to the Supreme Court and complain the way that I've been complaining for the past couple of years. You know good and well that my grandchildren belongs in my custody. If you read those documents from 2014 all the way to 20 now to 2020, I'll be surprised if you don't cry, if you're not a human being, because you know good and well that those workers and all of those agencies forged so many documents. They purged, they put their names on there saying that they know what is being said on those documents to be true and or they believe it to be true. It doesn't matter. They put their signatures on there. And you see this, Judge Shem. You people are playing around with people's children and grandchildren. You toyed around with my children. And now Queen Sheba is locked up. You people are purposely setting traps for these kids. And then you turn around and set traps for the parents. And some of you got the nerves to protest about Black Lives Matters when you're helping to destroy Black families. I'm trying to understand. And then you people include all these other people as minorities, and then you say you're talking about them too. But no, stop broadly categorizing people. We're talking about my daughters, my little Black melanated children that you allow to be destroyed, to be raped and brutalized. And even to this day, some young man came to my door before Queen Sheba was arrested. And I'm like, wait a minute, why is my daughter Lanisha bringing anybody to my apartment? It's not a trap house. You should be more focusing on getting your children instead of arguing with your sister and calling the police on your sister. Y'all should not be arguing at all. There is no reason for y'all to be arguing. And that if somebody had a problem, all they had to do was come to me and I'll talk to them or whatever. But everybody want to get a hot head. They want to jump all around and all this stuff. So, Judge Shem, before you even know who I am, and you got all those forged perjury documents there that you even signed, what are you talking about? Who's getting ghetto? You mean to tell me that because I'm speaking up about what is going on, that I'm ghetto? How am I supposed to react when you're toying with my children and toying with my grandchildren? I thank Grand Wyndham right now because they got custody of my grandchildren. I want all three of my grandchildren. Are you people out of your freaking minds? Are y'all crazy? Seriously, I'm asking this question because y'all are the main ones who claim you got your lawyers protesting, judges, other government officials talking about Black Lives Matters. All of that protesting is not helping me and my family. You guys saying it's about George Floyd, Michael Brown, rest in power, all of these people that died in the hand of police. But there are people dying in the hands of Administrative for Children's Services, the criminal courts, family courts, and all of these fake agencies that claim that you're for the betterment of the family. Stop lying. Start taking action. Do something. My grandchildren, all three of them, need me. You people are playing these games with me the same way that you played with me when you played with my children. There ain't no way that you have a child and or grandchildren and can look at your kids in the face and you could do this to mine. Y'all look insane. And what I'm telling people sound like I'm crazy. But it's the truth of what you people have done. And you've done it to so many other families. And you silenced the families. You told them not to talk about their business. No, I need to talk about my business because you people are a disgrace since 2014 and even before that. So hey, yeah, you're putting my grandchildren at risk. You're constantly putting my children at risk, and you have children, you have grandchildren. Are you happy to see your children? Do you think I want my children in jail or prison? Do you think I want my children in a graveyard? Listen, sometimes, boy, I wish my kids wasn't born to be going through what y'all people are putting them through. Are you insane? I wouldn't do that to your children if I was in charge. I'll call the freaking National Guards. I'll call the freaking president. I'll call every legislator and be like, excuse me, what are you people doing? I will get everybody's attention. What is the matter with you people in this court system? All of you attorneys, you talk to people for 5 seconds and then you expect to know their whole history? Sometimes you go before the judges and just lie. You guys making a career out of this and destroying people's families? Somebody said, oh, why are you so concerned about your kids? You call the police on your kids. That's my business. The police is supposed to help my children, not only just lock them up. What is the matter with some people? The police supposed to make sure and follow up on them to make sure they get all the necessary services they need. What is the matter with some of these people? You're telling me, oh, don't call the police. And then I call the police on my children. You doggone real. I can. I'm their mama. Who are you to tell me not to call the police? You have no authority. Yeah, you find ways, courts, NYPD, some of you in NYPD, family court, period, the whole family court, the whole criminal court, you find ways to make victims villains. Yes, you're terrible people, man. Yo, y'all are some terrible people. I'm glad because of this COVID and that y'all can sit back because y'all watching people videos. Y'all watching people's Facebook. So y'all all can sit back and watch this video about me complaining. And I'm going to keep on complaining. And I'm going to keep on talking about how y'all, the ones in authority, you help the criminals, criminalize people. Some of you guys are criminals and you promote this stuff. You promote this violence. It's a terrible shame. I got to hashtag some more people in this because I'm still waiting for this government to get together and to rally up all of these people that had stuff to say to me on and off Facebook, and especially the ones that interacted with my children if they're still alive. You need to bring these people to my presence. They need to answer to me as a mother. Why are you, first of all, talking to my children without my permission? Uh, I don't care what my kids are telling you. If the police was to question my children and or picking up people's children from the streets and questioning them, you'll be pissed off. I'm pissed off if civilians do it. I'm pissed off if police do it. So I want law enforcement to get together all of these people that had sex with my children, who put their hands on my children. I don't care how long ago it was. Uh, Anybody that talked about my children and all of that stuff. Don't worry. I ain't gonna set a bomb to no place and blow it up. I ain't gonna come in there with some rifles and kill everybody. I want these people to face me. And I want them to have 2 minutes to discuss what is their problem and why do they have interaction with my children without my permission. It's just that simple. And thank you, most of NYPD that come here and you handcuff happy instead of you helping these kids, instead of you helping me, you're handcuffing them, you're handcuffing me, and you're so proud. Like the black police officer said in the hallway yesterday, the black cop, she didn't know who I was, but I was recording. And she said, it's too hot for this. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I was saying to myself in my head, like, what is this lady talking about? It's her job. So don't complain that it's your job. If you don't want it, give it to somebody else. There's a lot of people that want to be police officers that plan on responding to if it's hot, if it's cold, if it's a storm, if it's a riot, if it's a terrorist attack. They don't care. What's more important to them is to save a life, not to talk about and complain about your job. That's why I protested before, and I still protest that Black Lives Matters, so that you can have a job. Do your job well. Don't complain. It's your job. Y'all are so quick to put handcuffs on people. You should be more trained in knowing the history of the family and be more sensitive to the fact that These kids are getting intoxicated. They're going to try to fight each other. They're going to argue. They're going to call the police. But I'm the mama. Let me break it up. When they get out of control, I'll call the police. But you got these girls calling the police on each other and you're coming here to arrest them. Man, you people are a joke. You hurting those kids, man. Y'all even got order protections for me to stay away from my kids, man. Y'all let those criminalize those children, and now y'all are coming here to criminalize these kids. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Y'all make me want to cry right now. Let me shut this down. Oh my God, help y'all people. God should help y'all people. Y'all are crazy. God should help y'all people.